The Fantastic Four tonight, my boy. Not the comics, not the movies. Comics were good. But tonight, we're talking about Kiss. Jean, Paul, Ace, and Peter. Everyone's got their own favorite. The Fantastic Four.
I said you'll have fun, and I won't disappoint you.
Kiss fans, welcome to It's All For You Demons, celebrating the fun of being a Kiss fan. I want to be completely transparent and apologize for missing last week. I don't know how much longer I can keep up with the weekly videos. Life has kind of taken over and I'm trying to squeeze in content anywhere possible. Film 2 minutes here, film 5 minutes here. So it'll probably be a lot more of point and shoot versus me sit down and talk, turn on all the lights, production sort of business. But hopefully that business will die down and this business can ramp back up and we can be back on our normal schedule. So I apologize for any bumps in the road. This is all fun. Speaking of fun, NECCA announced a new round of Kiss figures, and they are the Dress to Kill figures. The big buzz of the last couple weeks, and I personally am sitting this one out. It's one of those gut feelings. I see them online and I look at the pictures of them and I look at the box and it's all very cool. But I just know that I will get them home and 2 weeks later I'll say, why did I buy this? So I'm sitting this one out. I bought the Halloween ones, but the Halloween version in the Wax Night basement is only going to be Halloween decor. They're not out the rest of the year. They will be put out at Halloween with the Halloween decorations, which were slowly coming upon. I can't wait. It's hell's furnace outside and I'm ready for fall. Of the NECCA, I'm sitting those out and it's odd. I think this is where my collecting is going. I sat out the Anaheim thing. I haven't purchased anything of Anaheim. Might buy the CD. I'm sitting out the NECCAs. I kind of think I may just be a vintage boy now. 73 to 93 are kind of my timeline parameters of collecting. I think I'm just kind of sticking to that. Nothing on Kiss Online has really grabbed me lately. I say that, and they will release a very cool Crazy Nights package and I'll be all in. Not a lot has grabbed me. Even the Destroyer shirt 45 thing that just came out. I get the focus on 76 because it's 2026, but let's move on to Rock and Roll Over. Let's move on to Love Gun. Let's move on to Alive 2. Let's move on to Double Platinum. Let's move on to Phantom of the Park. Then I may be back in. But right now, I still love it. I just don't buy it. And everyone has their collecting preferences. That's what makes this whole thing fun. Speaking of fun, let's HOTFACE. My buddy Aaron from Critical Kiss and AJ's Happy Fun Time channel and his wife sent a wonderful care package to the Wax Night basement. Very cool, a little hand-drawn Paul Stanley letter. And in the care package was, as Aaron said, a taste of Chicago. And it was just a lot of fun Chicago stuff, including old style beer. So I told Aaron tonight I would definitely crack the old style and enjoy some John Hughes movies. All things Chicago.
Oh, sexy girlfriend! Monday!
So thank you, Aaron, very, very much. You're a dear friend, and I love the fact that we're strangers, we're friends, and we met because of a Kiss post decades ago. That's the coolest. When the internet's bad, that's the fun of all of this. That's the coolness of being a Kiss fan. Leave your hot faces below. Let's wax. My only hot face this week is enjoying some Chicago beer and living in a time that's a little simpler from my opening life speech. I wish it was the 80s again. But thankfully, we have the movies to live in. Now let's wax the Fantastic Four. In Wax Night 2, there's a chapter devoted to each their own. Everyone has their favorite of a group. The four-man group is the easiest to pick a member from. Classic examples of the four-man group: Poison, Motley Crue. The Beatles probably invented it. Kiss took what the Beatles did and multiplied it. Kiss turned it into an art form. Now I will go out on a limb and say Kiss probably invented their four-man favorite, even in Wicked Lester. That wasn't a four-man group, but they were creating different personas for different characters carried over into Kiss. And the minute the band decided to do face paint and personas, they created their own four-man favorite, the Fantastic Four. Although evident on the very first album, Mike Douglas Show, Hotter Than Hell, and Dressed to Kill, Kiss had very much different personas. I feel, in the Wax Night basement, not popular opinion, just nerd Wax Night opinion, that it was the originals that really defined the four-man favorite motif Kiss would carry throughout their career. And to me it was this, the trading cards inside of the originals, because it defined each member as something. Gene Simmons, the vampire. Peter Criss, the cat. Space Ace Frehley. Paul Stanley, the love object. That defined Kiss as four separate entities, and every fan could pick a favorite. Speaking of, do you like Gene better as the vampire or the demon? I personally kind of like the vampire more than the demon. Fits his persona better. However, it would screw up my life because then this channel would be called It's All For You Vampire, which wouldn't make sense because this channel is called It's All For You Demon, not based on Kiss. Well, based on Kiss because of the demon, but based on The Omen because I always misquoted that line.
Damien, it's all for you.
And this channel was born. Now the four-man favorite of Kiss in my eyes really kind of blew up with Love Gun when Ace did Shock Me. Now you have Ace singing a song and kids can be like, well, I like Gene singing, I like Paul singing, now I like Ace singing. I've heard Peter singing on, many records. Now every member of the band is singing on vinyl, furthering the pick a favorite. Everyone has one. I feel it really exploded with Alive 2. This is when you started getting 4 separate shots of Kiss members. 4 separate pieces of merch for Kiss members. Fans could now buy an Ace poster, a Gene poster, or a group poster. And this is where the pick a favorite, to each their own, everyone has a favorite, really kicked off in my eyes. How did it not explode with the release of the solo albums? Because now you had kids wanting all 4 probably, but if they only had money for one album, they're gonna pick their favorite. And then of course you add in Phantom of the Park, and kids are sitting down in front of their televisions on October 28th, 1978, rooting for their favorite member to defeat Devereaux. To each their own. Everyone probably had one. Everyone had a favorite member. Everyone had a favorite solo album. Everyone bought their favorite solo album merch. It was a time to market the Fantastic Four. And what we are looking at tonight is probably the coolest selection of 1979 magazines I've ever stumbled across. I first saw these a long time ago, either on Knight's page or Keep It Simple's page, and I thought, those are very cool, but that is going to be an expensive rabbit hole to buy the same magazine with different covers. I thought it was one magazine with 4 different covers. Collectible covers. Everyone could have Ace, Paul, Peter, or Gene. Didn't know it was an entire magazine dedicated to that member, and this made me love it even more. I fell ass backwards into this, stumbled across a Peter Criss and purchased it, and it was actually mailed to me in the magazine wrapper. No backer, just a magazine wrapper with my address shoved in there. So how it got to the Wax Night basement is an act of God. Thank you, because this led me down a very cool rabbit hole. And that's what we're gonna look at tonight, are the Groupie Rock Specials from 1979. Paul, Gene, Peter, Ace, and I say them in that order because the fun at the end. This is the Fantastic Four of 1979 magazine, celebrating the Fantastic Four of KISS, and it all ties back to a chapter from Wax Night 2, To Each Their Own, where everyone has their favorite member. KISS was a perfect band for that, and tonight we are looking at some of the most perfect magazines in KISS collecting. Now, we won't take a look at the entire magazine of each of these because I want to leave a little to the imagination for you in case you go down this rabbit hole. I would highly recommend this rabbit hole, especially if you're like me and you love that 1979 era where it turned more towards kids.
The best buyers are the little kids who bring their parents to the show. If mom and dad come, mom and dad have a pocket full of money and the little kids get whatever they want.
Because these are tailor-made, written for kids and mainly a female audience. We spoke about this before, where everything kind of turned to that 16 magazine female audience, date Paul or Ace sort of thing. How long is Gene's tongue sort of thing. Which that could be dicey with a teenage audience. These are super cool. This is the Paul, of course. There's the Gene, the Peter, and the Ace. Let's take a look at these and slip back into some 1979 childhood magical magazine fun of the Fantastic Four. And then the Ace back cover, which I absolutely love this fist bump between Gene and Ace. That I've never really noticed before, and I think that is the coolest interaction of Gene and Ace ever in a photograph. And here you have all 4 back covers together making the one poster. And I love that fist bump. The Obamas have nothing on doing a cool fist bump. The coolest fist bump ever was this photo from 1976, Gene and Ace. Such a fun collection of magazines. Definitely, if you are a collector and you love to collect magazines, go for these. These are very, very cool. And they look cool on your magazine rack. It was very fun to be able to display those at the bottom. And this is my 1979 era childhood bedroom magazine rack fun. And those cap it off. Hey, Aaron, to you, thank you. And to everyone, don't let life get you down. Don't let the man get you down. Keep your head in the rock and roll clouds and never stop dreaming. Hey, Aaron. That'll put some hair on your chest. Take care, be safe. We'll talk to you